my brother Schnitzel. That's Emily Wilson. Give it up for them. That's Trey Limon. Betsy McLean. Timothy Luxford. Kevin Sloan. Blake and Jess Wilson. That's your worship leader, Jackson Scott. That's your boy, Schnitzel. Brittany Sturdivant. Brittany's husband, Robert Sturdivant. There's Tina Thompson. David Thompson. Wesley Walker. Reese Matthias Ferguson. Abby Poole. Let's give it up for your host, David Thompson and Robert Sturdivant.
Whoa! Welcome! Wow! Wow! There's your microphone. Thank you.
Glad that you're back.
Yeah, it's good to be here, everybody. Good to see all of you.
Now you might be wondering where we've been in time.
Yes. Remember back at the start, I see so many of you in this time shift. It's amazing. Remember back at the start of the weekend when we discovered the time machine for the very first time? We realized that with the time machine, it meant we could have the perfect discovery weekend. No mistakes! No mistakes.
Yes. Like, do you remember when we were able to go back? Do you remember when the fire alarm went off and went off like 3 hours?
3 hours. Y'all all had to stand outside. It was raining. Oh, wait, you don't remember because we went back and fixed it. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's right. And how about that time when Graham Jordan threw up on everybody on the front row of the 6th grade board?
He like projectile vomited all over their faces and their hair, and then some of them threw up. It was like this volcano eruption of throw up. Oh, wait! You don't remember. We went back and we fixed it. You know what you remember? Those lovely balloons falling from the sky. Those letters from church members. Much better solution.
Yes.
Much better solution.
And how about, do you remember on Saturday night when Harry Styles did a concert?
Oh, when Harry was there?
Awesome.
Look at us with Harry. That was so much fun. We're out there just dancing and singing. Oh, wait! You don't remember. Turns out we actually blew the budget when we hired Harry. Harry's expensive. And so we had to go back and cancel the show. Maybe next year, I don't know, but definitely not this year. Did not have the money for that.
Or how about that time when we had that
No.
time machine flop? Like I think it was session 1.
Yeah.
And the guy who was operating the time machine in the back, did this light problem.
Right, yeah, that's right. When I think it was either Schnitzel or Trey, somebody messed it up, and we were trying to get off stage, and all the lights came on. It was so embarrassing. But don't worry, we went back and fixed that. We haven't. It's not perfect yet. We got to go back. We still need to go back one more time.
Well, we need to find somebody who can help us with that.
Yeah, we got to get somebody who's really good with timing.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, but because it was online.
Well, you were taking forever.
Who's got impeccable timing.
Yeah, Schnitzel, do we actually have something that we could test students' ability for the perfect timing situation?
Yeah, we sure do. That red button right
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, that's the red button that's going to
Yeah. Okay.
Are you kidding me?
I'm so sorry.
We're going to send everybody back to the Stone Age.
Oh.
Don't touch.
Okay.
We can have a student touch that. What they can
Okay,
do is
okay.
they just have to stop the clock at exactly 7.77 seconds.
Oh, 7.7.
Whoever's closest, they can go back with you. They've got great timing.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like what we need is a few people to test this out. Maybe 3 people. 3 is a good number.
3 people. Yes. Is my mic not?
I don't know. David's microphone must be from Discovery Weekend. It's not working.
Mic check.
So we're going to need 3 people who think they have impeccable timing. Let's see. Can we get stage lights 2 or 3 so we can see some people out here? I want to make sure we pick the right people. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
It's coming through now.
Oh, there it is. Let's go. Well, you don't have a Discovery shirt on, so I don't know. How about you right here?
Joe
Yeah, come on
Burrow.
up. There's one. I got one. David?
Who?
I got one person right here.
Yeah, we'll take a Jeffrey. Here we go. Come on.
Jeffrey. She's got an Elmo shirt on, so that's fun. And how about a guy with impeccable talent? We got 2 girls. No, Graham, you threw up on all those kids. It was terrible.
That was
Hudson.
gross, Graham.
Hudson, you want to do it? Come on, Hudson. Come on up.
All from the right side.
It was. Right side strong.
All right, so Schnitzel, you tell us what's going to happen, brother.
Yeah, this is really simple. You see that red button right there? Let's all look at the red button. You see the red button? You're going to watch the screen up here,
Right there.
and when you think it's going to hit 7.77 seconds, you just press that red button, and it's going to stop the clock.
So seven across the board.
777.
All 7.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Who wants to go first?
Put your hand next to the button.
Azuri, you got it.
All right.
Give it up for
Here
Azuri.
we go. You ready? Here we go.
Best.
Oh boy.
He's after 6.
Oh. Oh! Azuri, don't go too far. You might still be the best one,
Closest.
7.85.
but you can still do better than they do. We don't know. We don't know.
7 away.
All right.
Ready for this? Here we go.
I'm so scared. Oh, he didn't press it hard enough.
Hold on. Restart that. You got to press it all the way in, okay? You didn't press it all the way in.
Hey, high schoolers, you didn't volunteer. We don't want to hear from you.
Ooh, no.
All right, Zuri's still up.
All right, I'm going to reset it.
Good try.
Here we go.
Oh, Azuri!
0.5
You did it!
Did it.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for you two trying. Azuri, no.
Azuri.
No.
You're gonna have to come back in time with us.
Yeah, you've won the grand prize. You've got to go back in time with us now. We're going to go back to Discovery Weekend and make it the perfect Discovery Weekend. Are you prepared?
Yeah,
Did you wear your jacket for time travel?
I guess so.
Well, we'll find out. I'm sure.
Good enough. That's good.
Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, are you ready?
Here we go.
All right, everybody say goodbye. We'll just go right here.
Hold your breath.
But don't lock your knees.
The lights are on again.
All right, it's now time for your weekend update with your hosts, Spencer Lamb and Chloe Bear. All the energy out and kill the audio. Now you can applause.
It's just me today. It's just me. Going solo.
Don't watch the door. Okay.
Hello there.
Good evening and welcome to the Weekend Update. I'm Chloe Mayer.
And I'm Spencer Lamb, and this is your weekend update.
Well, since we saw y'all last, a lot has happened here at Element.
Yes, a lot has happened. So let's get into it.
Discovery Weekend and
Nope. There's nothing else worth talking about. Just Discovery Weekend. That's it. That is literally all that's been happening here for the last month and a half.
Okay, clearly a touchy subject for Spencer, but he's not wrong. Discovery Weekend was incredible.
Yeah, okay, but we can't talk about all the good stuff and boost Robert's ego. We have to do some real investigative journalism, get some real groundbreaking info on the controversial, a complete critique of every single person on staff's every single failure.
Geez, Spencer, that's a little intense.
I know, but I don't care.
Okay.
Look, the Night Owl came to me a week after Discovery Weekend and presented me with the 3 biggest failures of the weekend, and I feel compelled to report them.
Who?
I believe you mean whom?
The Night Owl, everybody. All right,
Okay.
like I said, with the help of the Night Owl, it's time to present the times of failure from Time 2022. We begin with the first, most obvious one of all. We lost a kid in time.
And we found them by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, we found him on Sunday. Super cool. I'm sure that phone call would have gone great on Saturday. Hey, parents, we lost your kid in time. Just give us one more day, and we might find him.
That's true.
So true.
And now that you're on Sunday, Robert and David, you didn't actually even find Paul. On Saturday afternoon, once you went to the future and didn't find him, you just gave up. It seems to me that Paul figured out how to go back in time on his own, and y'all were just lucky that he happened to show up and rematerialize at the closing session when all the parents were there to see.
That's true to who?
All right, Spencer, you make a good point. I will say the Paul that reappeared on stage didn't look exactly like the same kid. I don't know, maybe something we ought to look into. What do you have to say? What do you have next, Night Owl?
You
so bad.
That's right, Night Owl. Next up on the Times of Failure, my co-host, Chloe Mayer, just had to steal the show. Look at you, trying to be so cool.
Knock it off. That's not funny. That's not funny.
I know it wasn't funny. We don't write this script.
Yeah, no. I'm just an owl.
Okay,
He's just
fine.
an owl.
Chloe, you actually did a really good job. Once again, I didn't actually write this script. As did all of our high
Noted.
school leaders. I guess I just felt a little threatened that Friday night, not only did you crush your talk, but you also crushed The Greatest Showman. And all I did was talk. I felt like maybe I should have done something more.
Oh, thanks, Spencer, for reading from the script. That was really sweet.
Anytime.
Yes. Thank
Yeah, okay, but can we just move on? Like, last but not least, the biggest failure of all is letting Robert still believe after a decade that he's in a boy band.
That is who.
you. Okay.
That's who. That's horrible. Somebody should stop him. Please. So bad.
But don't worry, Night Owl. Thanks to your incredible reporting, it's become very clear to all of us that breaking news, Robert isn't the only one who thinks he's in a boy band. Following Discovery Weekend, maybe under the false glow of fame or jealousy, our own Jackson Scott bleached his hair. Very similar to this color that you see on top of the Night Owl.
I think
Not-
it's. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Well, everybody, Discovery was
opinion?
great. And while Robert and David tried to make it perfect, Chloe, did you see that? Did the script just change? It says right here that Discovery Weekend was perfect.
Okay, wait. That means Robert and David definitely changed it. They went back in time and made it the perfect Discovery Weekend.
Wait, so if Element achieved the perfect Discovery Weekend, what else do we have to talk about?
Well, I guess we can talk about like summer stuff or something.
All right, but don't we have stuff to do before the summer starts?
Oh yeah, it says right here.
All right, people, here's the rundown.
Next week, no Element because of spring break.
April 3rd, the Sunday after spring break, Element at the Park Spring Edition. Come attempt to beat me in Ultimate Frisbee and watch Harrison Hincherling ruin the game as he sits in the end zone the whole time.
And then April 10th, SNL is back.
April 17th is Easter. The seniors will be leading the sunrise service at Homewood Central Park starting at 6:30 a.m.
I don't know if you'll see us there, but some seniors will be leading it.
Someone
April
has to.
24th, Element Family Night, kickball and cookout at West Homewood Baseball Field.
April 30th through May 1st, the postponed, much-awaited High School Discovery Weekend. High schoolers, sign up or Robert will cancel it.
And May 8th, no Element because it's Mother's Day.
May 15th is Senior SNL. Come celebrate us because we deserve it.
You're welcome. Okay, that was a ton of information.
Seriously, I don't want to talk about the summer. So, look, everyone just go sign up for the trips. It's not that hard. Stop waiting around. Go to the website and just sign up. Just get it done.
Exactly right. Sign up, people. Tech people, can we just roll the video about the summer as the send-off?
Great idea, Chloe. Sign up for summer. For Chloe, I'm Spencer, and this has been your Weekend Update.
Hey everybody, Robert Sturdivant, the youth pastor here at Element. I'm so excited to announce we've got a full slate of opportunities coming up in 2022 this summer, like Element at the Park, Lunch Club, and great trips like Service Over Self for our high schoolers in Memphis, Tennessee, Element Summer Camp at Camp Sumatanga, and Element Serve Week for all of our students here in Birmingham at our West Homewood campus, where we partner with Urban Ministry. You can go to elementstudentministry.com/summer to learn about all of these trips. Now hear a little bit more about what's coming up this summer.
And all of my friends. We work on houses, we play basketball, we play volleyball, and we go to Sonics, which is my favorite part, but that's not the point. It is a way to grow closer in your faith and to get closer with all of your friends and even make some new ones. I would really encourage every single rising or current high schooler to go to SOS. You need to be there.
If you're a rising middle or high schooler, I would definitely recommend coming to Element Serve Week. Element Serve Week is a week of service here in Birmingham. What you will do is you will be painting houses for neighbors here in Birmingham, and it's a lot of work, but at the end you'll be really proud of yourself because the homeowners are going to be really thankful for you, and you're just going to be really satisfied with the work. And after you finish the work, you will come back to Trinity West or play volleyball or eat ice cream. And if you're good at volleyball and you want to impress us with your skills, you should definitely come to Serve Week.
Element Summer Camp is so much fun. You get to hang out with your friends and spend time in nature. I love hiking to the chapel, doing arts and crafts, and going canoeing. It's a time when you get to fully unplug and connect with God and your friends. You should come to Element Summer Camp this summer, June 12th through 17th.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Good, good. My name is Reese Ferguson. I'm on staff here. I'm so glad that each and every single one of you are here tonight for our Discovery Recap Night. Students and some of our adult volunteers about what Discovery Weekend meant to them. So without any further ado, presenting our first speaker, Mr. Graham McLean.
junior at Homewood High School, and I play right tackle on the offensive line for the football team, and I'm involved in SGA, Patriot Pride, and Key Club at school. So now that Discovery Weekend is over, and we're all on the other side of it, I'm sure some of you, like me, have looked back on it, thought about the best parts of the weekend, the fun time spent with friends, and the lack of sleep you got. Maybe you reflected on the talks, which song you liked best. And one of the questions that Robert always asked is, why does Discovery matter to you? So that got me thinking about my answer, and I was curious about your answer too. For those of you who have never been before, maybe your why, maybe it was because Robert convinced you after asking you for the 47th time. For me, I first went to Discovery because the year before my 6th grade year, I was living on the other side of the world in Australia, where church there was basically non-existent. I think my youth group there had maybe a total of like 5 students, so it wasn't huge. I remember seeing the recap video posted online, and I saw what I was missing out, what I longed for. A place to be me, and a place where I can worship God and be surrounded by people my age who wanted to do the same. And so I attended Discovery the next year as a 6th grader, and I had an amazing time. And of course, I attended my 7th and 8th grade years too. And year after year, I can continue to go. So I didn't need to answer the why do you attend Discovery question anymore because I knew why I was going. But the question became, why does Discovery matter to me? It clearly mattered enough to me to continue going, but why? The short answer is because God matters to me. But let me give you a little more of the long answer. So one of the ways I really connect with God is through worship, through singing. I think my friends would say I'm a pretty decent singer, and you can catch me singing in the car, but I'm definitely not worship leader confident in my ability. But get me in the Haven with a band, surrounded by this Element family of support and no pressure. Let me put away my phone along with stress because I don't need either of them in this space. And for the next short while, I'm free to connect with God and just focus on the two of us and our relationship. I close my eyes, open my hands to him, and I don't care what I look or sound like. Sometimes I don't know exactly what to say to him, but the words I need to tell him are written on the screen. And sometimes what I need to hear from him is written there too. For those 6 to 10 minutes, I'm able to just focus on my relationship with God. I like to think that I connect with God deeply many times throughout the week, but that simply isn't the case. I get caught up in football workouts, other extracurriculars, worrying about colleges and test scores, keeping up with homework and other relationships, and it gets busy and pushed way down the priority list. But thankfully, God loves me. He understands me, and despite that, he wants to continue conversation even after the weekend's over. Imagine why Discovery matters to me. It matters because it's an entire weekend where I can just put all my stress aside and focus on my relationship with him. It's a time where we can just catch up. At each worship session, you'll find me at the front, right next to the band, eyes closed and hands open, just taking in everything he has to say to me. This Discovery, we had 7 worship sessions to connect. And then after that, I took that back to my D group. I was able to chat further with my peers and continue to strengthen my faith. And the culmination of all that was that Saturday night, the prayer service, where I felt even closer to God in the sanctuary and during the reflection time after. I could sit quietly, again, without my phone or any of the stresses, and I can pray with my friends and for my friends. Apart from worship, it's one of my favorite times and most sacred times of the weekend. I get to just reflect, renew, refuel, rekindle all my relationship with God because he matters to me, and Discovery matters to me, and it's time where I can give my undivided attention to him, and because I can put down everything and listen with my eyes, my ears, and my heart. I hear him, and I feel his presence. These times during Discovery Weekend are honestly where I feel most close to him. And it is a great reminder for me to just really take time and to continue our conversation even after the weekend is over. Because he's always been there, and he's ready to have a relationship with me. So now that we're on the other side of Discovery, the why did you attend Discovery isn't really the question we need to ask ourselves anymore. Instead, I invite you to dive a little deeper and ask yourself, why does discovery matter to me? And while you reflect on your answer, remember those times when you felt closest to God during the weekend. And remember that God hasn't gone anywhere. Just because discovery is over, he's still right where you left him, waiting to continue the conversation with you, ready to have a relationship with you. And I encourage you to put down your phone, close your eyes, and open your hands and your heart to him, and catch up with him. Will you pray with me? Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this time together. Thank you for Discovery Weekend. Help us close our eyes and open our hands and hearts to you, and listen to what you have to say, so that we may continue the conversation. In your name I pray, amen.
This weekend, you're going to hear from seniors who have all been in the same position you're in and have all struggled with God and his love and view of us. We just want you to know, once again, you are so completely not alone. Because God's kingdom is a family, and you should never go through things alone. So throughout the weekend, we're going to be sharing our stories, and tonight I'm going to share mine with you.
Jesus, in an infinite number of ways, he is our ultimate friend. He portrays all of the qualities that a great friendship possesses. Jesus will always be there for you, ready to listen.
As long as you keep searching for God, as long as you desire to know him, he will answer you. But be listening for that answer.
I know that sometimes it can be hard when we're going through the motions of life, but God has put so many things in your life on purpose. Finding joy in the abundance of things that God has given you is what really matters.
And even when doubts and struggles get in the way of us feeling his great love, God is big enough to hold us up. You are his chosen, precious child whom he loves so, so much. He wants better for you than you could ever dream of, and he is ready with open arms for you to receive it.
Just know whatever it is you've done, and whatever you do in the future, God loves you. God loves you enough to put everything down for you. God loves you enough to forgive you. Today, right now, if you feel like you need to be forgiven, it's already been done. God forgives you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jackson, and I just this year I went to Homewood from Locust Fort, and I started to go to Homewood Middle School, and I attended Discovery Weekend for the first time. A little bit about me is I didn't actually grow up in Homewood. I lived in Locust Fort, Alabama, and I moved to Homewood back in August of 2020. So I'm sure that you can imagine how hard it would be to make friends and find a community. However, when 6th grade came around, a lot of people started talking about this place called Element, specifically called Element Cafe. It sounded cool, maybe a place where I could go after school and find some friends and community. But to come to a place where I can hang out and make some new friends. Air hockey and dodgeball are really cool, and I like those a lot. Element Cafe became a place where I started to feel at home and allowed me to starting to figure out who I am. Back in the fall, I started to attend Sunday Night Live. I came to Pumpkin Fest and Saturday Night Live. And this spring, I started to hear more and more about this thing called Element and Element Discovery Weekend. Of course, I ended up going to Discovery Weekend, and the first time I got there, I thought it was a really cool place. I thought sleeping in the church was pretty cool. Worship services were really nice. It made me feel like I had a deeper relationship with God after those. Church and God has always been really important in my family. My grandfather has always pushed me to have a deeper relationship with God. D Group 11 was pretty good. I had some friends in there, and by the end of the week, I had some new friends. One thing that happened that I kind of hoped for but didn't totally expect was by the end of the weekend, one of the things that happened I kind of didn't hope to happen but totally didn't expect was that by the end of the week, I started to realize that not just my desire to have a relationship with God, but that He is already part of my life, and I just need to accept that. By Saturday Night Live, after many worship services and D group sessions, in time of prayer and discussion, I made my decision to be baptized. This is now one of the biggest and best things that I've ever decided to do. I've never made a decision like this before in my life until Discovery Weekend. And by that time, I started to feel like I had a deeper relationship with God. Afterwards, when I got baptized, I rode back from Horses and Horses with my father, and we started to, he was very proud of me, and my mother was too. I'm so grateful to be able to go to Discovery and hang out with everybody and have a good time. My uncle and I even came to church this past Sunday, and we were both looking forward to continuing our faith journey here at Trinity. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome weekend.
beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was void and without form. And then God said, "Let there be light." And time essentially was born. But God wasn't finished yet. The Creator kept creating, forming molecules and organisms and colors, forming, making, shaping, taking clay and water and sand, and as time continued to move forward, God created humanity. He created us. And you know, it's funny how time keeps moving forward. It's infinite, right? One moment after the next, one memory after another. And if I really begin to think about it for too long, the constant movement and motion of time, we're in 1 second and then in an instant, we move on to the next, right? We're already 3 seconds ahead. 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I become dizzy almost. And even though time is infinite, there never seems to be enough. Right? How could I ever be present in this moment if the next one is already fleeting? Does time ever just stop? Are there moments in our life where we can ever truly be present? So I want everybody to take a deep breath in and let it out. Here's the thing about time. God didn't create us to be constrained by this human-made system that we call time, right? But God created us to be freed by the gentleness of His Spirit, to be present in His presence. And so when the world tells us to keep moving on, God says, "Be still and know that I am God." So I hope that you know that the creator of time, the creator of the entire universe, is present with each and every one of you in every moment over the course of your entire life. So maybe we begin to kind of slow down, take our time, if you will, and find stillness and rest when we're sitting in the presence of God, even here, even now. So let us continue to be in God's presence as we sing together.
Still
mercy never fails me. All my days, I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, and in darkest night, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God all my life. It's all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. Sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid, goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, it's running after, keeps running after me. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am I'm gonna sing all my life. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. With every breath that I am able, I wanna sing of the goodness of God. Let's close our eyes. Goodness is running after, it's running after me. Yes, it is. Your goodness is running after, it's running after everything. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's for this time of worship. We've all returned to this space to come together as a church and as a community to worship you, our Father and our Creator.
Hey, Bailey. There you go. All right, hey everybody. Wow. And from Junior, Kaylin. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to ask Jesselyn and Kaylin a few questions just about their experience, especially with D Group and what that meant for them. Which is awesome, and we're so glad that she has started volunteering with us here at Element. So this was your first ever discovery with Trinity.
Ever. Sure, yeah, would love to. So I thought it was incredible, first of all. There's something so special about being in an environment where you have, the part was like the worship, I think that's been mentioned before, but kind of all being in unison and worshiping God in that environment, it was just really special. And like my experience would be when I was in middle school and high school to have heard talks like the one Chloe gave or James, or talks about friendship and being lonely and these labels like that. So it was really incredible to be a part of it.
Awesome. So these things called D groups, right? Did that expectation change over the weekend?
Yeah, so I really love D groups and that's just kind of attending, and I think D groups are a great way to talk and get to have the relationship, but a lot of people were dealing with the same things, and so I thought it was really special. You might be the only one struggling with, A, B, or C, but it's really likely that you have a friend that's probably thinking the same thing, so
Yeah.
it was really meaningful too.
Absolutely. So, Kaylin, you have been to many a discovery.
I was really excited because it's been a really long. Honestly, didn't know what I was kind of going into. August, how like God is still there.
Yeah.
It was like everything was just normal. Like everything that I thought was supposed to happen happened. Everything that I needed happened, and it was just a really great experience.
That's awesome. Versus now, as a high school leader, being able to kind of lead and guide.
Very like loud person, very big personality. But I was also, they knew my name immediately. They gave me their phone numbers at the end. I saw them at Element afterwards. They reached out to me. They always talked to me. They prayed over me. And it's like God moments, like with like relationships and connections and people. Like I've never really had it full on like by myself. And so the first day I made sure I knew all of their names like before they even came in. And I love all of them, and they're all here today, which makes me really happy. And terrifying. I was really scared, but it was incredible. Like it was just incredible. Like it was a good experience. Like meet them, get to know them, and watch them grow in their faith. Because together in their faith with me and each other was really sweet.
That's awesome. Where you felt God's presence.
The very first night we had one girl who wasn't there, and so we had like the partner prayers where you go off with a partner, and I was a little worried at first that so I kind of was like, okay, so we kind of have an odd number, and one of them was like, I'll be with you, and I was like, it made me like really happy, and so I go over and I'm in my little corner and we're praying, and I pray over her, and she like asked me what she can pray over me for, and she kind of talked to me and checked in on me, and I just like immediately grew a connection with her, and I still think about that, to this point every day. It's something that's really affected me, because I don't know if I would have been able to do that, as a 6th grader. It just meant the world to me. So
that's awesome. It's really powerful. So leaders and high school leaders come together, and so Jesslyn, for you.
Yeah, I think the first kind of word that kind of comes to my mind is inspiring, because I know that it's intimidating to get, and just seeing high schoolers, step up to that and volunteer their weekend to do that in the first place, I think is really meaningful. Because again, I think you remember that experience, like you just mentioned, of wanting to be like your senior leader, and I think it kind of creates this chain reaction. And so the girls in your group will hopefully, when they get older, they'll be thinking about you when they become their high school leaders, and I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Kaylin, I would love for your moments in your life where you find that same community in a D group.
Fusion. So if y'all aren't in Fusion, y'all should definitely do it. It's kind of like, and Alex, and I'm in there with people who I normally wouldn't be friends with, who I've become extremely close with relationships with God, with relationships with each other, and you just get to dig in deeper to what talks were over the weekend, or church that Sunday, or just anything in general. And there are people that are always going to be there for you, and it's also confidentiality. I trust all of them with my.
Ironically, if you want to get involved in Fusion,
talk to Emily.
You can talk to me or anybody on staff. We'd love to get you plugged in. So I want to thank both you, Jesslyn, and Kaylin, again for sharing a little bit of your story and your experience. And I really hope you know that those relationships and that community that you made there, it's still here and it's still present and whatever it looked like. And I really hope that you'll join us for next year. So can we give it up one more time for all of our testimonies that we had tonight about Discovery? And now Reese is going to come up. Nice.
So we have an awesome plus portion. Wait, what's going on, Emily? Oh no. I was just trying to explain the plus portion of the night.
Hey, hi. Well, you see, we went back and we made the perfect after that. So we just hung around the rest of the weekend, had some of the best parts of the weekend, the free times. It was a good time, yeah.
So where's the kid? Where are they?
Oh. Stuff that we did then. Let's do that now and focus on that, not thinking about anything else that we could have.
For the plus portion of the night, up in the Haven, we're going to have the and basketball. So you can be in the Haven.